Hey, this is Craig
and J-Town
from 9V Games, or 9V Games to the YouTubers, and today we are reviewing Noire, the 360 version.
Excellent game.
Yep. Right off the bat, I'm going to say that if you're a fan of Rockstar games and you're buying this game for the GTA experience, you are not going to get it in this game. You actually play a good guy. He's kind of a dick face. You have to agree with it. He's kind of a dick.
He is a dick, yeah.
So if you're one of the GTA people, this game's not for you.
Yeah, it's a sandbox game, you know, in its entirety, but you know, the level structure is that you are you're doing cases, and you go through the cases, and as you progress, then you go from a beat cop to a traffic detective, and so on and so forth. So even though you have free range of the world, you know, it's still a lot more set in stone, you know, than other GTA games and Red Dead Redemption and stuff like that. So
here's how I was thinking of it. You know, GTA is like the extreme, the bad.
Yep.
Red Dead Redemption's right in the middle.
Yep.
And then there's Noire.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a good guy game. Let's talk about the first thing, the big one, right off the bat, graphics. Amazing
graphics. The motion capture in this game is revolutionary. Instead of just capturing the faces with points on the cheeks and the eyebrows, they completely capture the entire face of the actor. So every subtle bite of the lip, every you know, raise of the eyebrow, or, you know, shifty eyes is caught, and that's important in this game.
At first, it actually creeped me out. It looked weird. You know what I mean? I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
I wanted to light it on fire, but it's something that's brand new, so it's really hard to describe. Like seeing it, you know, you have to see it.
Yeah, even my fiance that was sitting there watching me play the game was just like, wow,
yeah, those
graphics are real. That looks real. Like,
let me put my foot in my mouth here, but I don't buy games for graphics normally. You know this too. Sometimes best games don't have the best graphics.
Yeah, yep.
This game is definitely all about the graphics because it's part of the gameplay.
Yeah, yep, so, exactly. Because, you know, as you're going through your beat and through your case, you have to interrogate witnesses. And you have to do it, you know, properly based off of whether you think they're lying, telling the truth, or you can kind of just go in the middle and just think that they're not really telling you everything. But if you want to call them in a lie, you have to have already found evidence around the crime scene to be able to prove that lie, or else, you know, they're not going to give you the information that you want from them. They'll just stop flat cold right
they'll
there.
clam up on you.
Yep.
My favorite is when you go to accuse somebody and he goes on a rant and they're like, I think that you hit her over the head and you brought her up to the hill and you raped her and you killed her. Like, and then he's like, you can't prove that. No, you'll go to evidence and you have a chance to back out.
Yeah.
When you back out, he goes, I apologize. I made a mistake. Or my favorite one, he goes, sometimes you gotta shake a few trees to see what falls out. But it's definitely, it's definitely, the graphics are amazing. It's revolutionary. I can't wait to see what they do with it in future games.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see other companies.
Yep.
If they take it.
You know, even the cityscape is, you know, takes place in the late 40s, you know, post-war, and the vehicles, they're authentic, and they shine. Like the paint jobs on the cars, the people walking around, like it literally does look like, you know, mid to late 40s LA. It's beautiful.
This is a fun fact too. This one's actually a fact. I know people make up percentages, but 90% of the actual city is faithfully reconstructed from 1947.
Yeah.
So it is pretty cool. You know, obviously the things that aren't, you know, they don't have Coca-Cola. I think that's the only thing I really noticed. And this is probably the first Rockstar game that uses real cars. It's not a racing game.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. So definitely. I keep saying Rockstar, by the way. I'm not giving any credit. I'm not giving any credit to Team Bondi. Team Bondi is the one who actually did the legwork on the game. Rockstar just gave the money for it.
Yeah, they're the big publisher. And then,
let's put it this way: this game was so like inspirational in the gaming world that Take-Two has signed the Housers for a multi-year deal. So if that's not
telling you how big it is. It's big. And it sold almost as much as Red Dead Redemption. I don't know exactly what the numbers were. I looked at them the other night, but
I'm sure by Christmas this thing will probably be. I don't know if it'll beat a GTA. I don't know. What do you think? I think it has the potential to beat a GTA.
If this one takes off, and I've heard not necessarily rumors, but it hasn't been denied that they could make this into a franchise.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure if it'll pick up like that, then I think it will be. I think it could be, because it's just such a novel idea. I can sit there and just restart case and restart case and restart case and just try all the different options and stuff like that, and just keep going through and having fun like that, seeing if I can find, I'm picking up every single little bottle on the street, and you can manipulate it and look at it and see if it's evidence. He'll say, oh, I don't think this pertains to the case, if it's not, but you could literally go around and pick up every single thing, and you find a gun, you pick it up, you find the serial number, you go to a gun shop, you can talk to the owner of the gun shop, you can look up the serial number, he'll tell you who purchased it, but even then it's a real cop show. That doesn't necessarily mean that's who it is. Could have sold it to somebody else, things like, you never know.
This game is definitely for a completionist too. Like when you're in the crime scenes, like if you're a completionist or you're OCD, you will go look for everything. There's plenty of stuff for you to find. You got the street crimes when you're driving the locations.
Yep.
I mean, this game is actually full of stuff. When I originally started recording a review, there was a couple times that the game was boring, just because I wasn't playing it right.
Yeah.
Honestly, I let my partner almost drive everywhere. That's why I missed out on a lot of things.
You can do that like in Red Dead Redemption. You can choose to quick drive and have your partner just travel.
But if you do that, you'll miss out on the street crimes.
You'll miss out on everything in between.
Yep. But it's definitely the replayability. I mean, obviously, if you don't get 5 stars, you'll probably want to go back and play a crime scene.
Yep.
It even tells you at the end, when it gives you your report, it'll tell you on the bottom, like, you could have done this if you have done this earlier.
Yeah.
If you go to different locations.
Yep.
So I mean, there's definitely a lot of replayability. That and all the DLC coming out. Rockstar has some social club pass. I don't know if you can buy it yet. I think it has to do with the DLC.
I saw it on there, but I didn't know what it was.
I don't know what
the
full details are, but I think if you buy the pass, I'm pretty sure it's going to have some exclusive DLC that you'll be able to get. But the DLC hasn't come out yet, unless you bought it from a retailer. But they do definitely have some DLC coming down the pipeline. So this game is going to have a lot of replayability. So definitely replayability is up there.
Yep.
What about the story? What do you think about the story?
Story's pretty good so far. I mean, basically the premise is you're just trying to work your way up in the ranks, and obviously if you do well, you get a lot of praise, and then your partners, you're kind of leaving them behind, so they may be a little bit jealous, but that's basically what it is. So within each case is a mini story in itself. Say one of the early cases that you do, as a traffic detective, you find a car abandoned, but it's covered in blood. And I'm not going to give anything away, but the twists and turns of this case, it's almost silly, the way it ends up. But you have to do your investigation and to figure out what's really going on, and it is not what it looks like.
I like that it has the story is multi-layered. So you have your backstory with Cole, the military.
Yep.
And I have a feeling, in Rockstar fashion, there's going to be some crazy twist that has to do with him, and he's going to turn out learning a hard lesson, because that's the way that all Rockstar games go. And then, like, even when you're going through your different departments, like your traffic, homicide is pretty much all connected to Black Dahlia copycats, and it's good. I mean, it's historical. One of the bodies that you actually find in the homicide case is a real person that did die in 1947.
History? No,
I think her name was Jean Frank. I think she was the first or second one you do. So, I mean, there's definitely some history in there. They did their homework. But yeah, multi-layered story. So if one story doesn't grab you, another one will.
Yeah, and especially the findables, you can find newspapers around the crime scenes, and as you go through, and that's even another separate side story in itself about, you know, a doctor and how he treats mental patients and everything like that. And I'm sure that's going to have a connection too, you know, towards the end.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of side stories going on, and you know, all the cases are different side stories. So, but you know, it's all intertwined really well. Actually, I think they do a good job at kind of, you know, not veering off the main path too much, but you can get these little bits and pieces of the side story as you go, and I think it's paced really well too. So
I think the story is also driven because I don't know about you, I don't know how much TV you watch, but a lot of the actors are from TV shows, Mad Men in particular. A lot of the characters are from Mad Men, like the newspaper one you were saying. There's one character that stood out instantly. I recognize him from Mad Men, and it just kind of helps when you see familiar faces, and they did a really good job on doing the familiar faces.
Yeah, and they're actors too that seem like they would fit in the 40s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like their faces, and you know, they are actors, you know, through and through, so you know, they're acting with the city accents and stuff like that, you know, that you would have of that era, and that helps. I think that helps because you don't have the, you know, the static graphic faces from, you know, other games, old motion capture and stuff.
Really trying to think of suggestions like like something negative about it, and I really can't.
Yeah, yeah.
I really can't. I've tried because I don't want to, you know, go out and give something a perfect score automatically because, you know, you might miss something. I feel like I'm not missing anything. It is really good.
Well, I also think because it's a new concept of a game, but it doesn't seem like it should be. It seems like there should be other games out there where, you know, you interrogate people and you go through, and you know, there are games with those bits and pieces, but not one that has that as its underlying theme. So I don't really think we have that many comparables, and I think, you know, even if we gave what we gave it, it would, you know, even if it was just for the fact that it's groundbreaking.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, someone did ask me and Dan at work for like the whole week to describe it, and it's hard. You can't describe it, like Justin said.
Yeah.
It's hard to compare. Yep. If we were to compare it to anything, I think I figured it out.
Yeah.
If we were to compare it to anything, it's a little bit of Shenmue.
Okay. Yeah.
A little bit of.
He's a detective in that.
Yep.
Yep.
He's pretty much going around looking for clues.
Okay.
But obviously, this game is a lot deeper.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of Ace Attorney.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Because you can press the witness and blah blah blah. But this one just takes it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking a more adult Shenmue, Ace Attorney. That still doesn't do it justice. I've just said it out loud, and it just still doesn't do it justice.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I mean, if I was to have to compare it, for any of you who are watching this that haven't bought it yet, just go out and buy it. Trust me. You will thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah, you know, play through. If you wanna accuse somebody, accuse them, you know. Whether you think you have the right piece of evidence, just to see the funny things they say.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then if you don't like that, just restart the case. You know, play through again, a little trial and error. Never hurt anybody, you know, and it's just fun to do that way. Because I know, as video game nerds, we're not really good at interpreting social cues, so it's really hard for me anyway. You know, I can't tell the little light lip bites and the shifty eyes. I'm like, I think he looked away, he's lying, and no way, nope, he didn't, he was telling the truth.
You will get better as you play too. Like, you know, at first you'll accuse somebody, or you'll do doubt when they're actually lying, so you'll miss out on it. It's almost like with the structure of the game. Like, you will move up with Phelps, you know, because I feel like I'm doing way better now than I did right in the beginning. I actually have to go back and do some now.
There you go.
But it definitely, the structure of it's perfect. It's got a good learning curve.
Yep. And for all you achievement hunters out there, some great achievements to get in this one too. You know.
So what are we thinking here? Let's see. Graphics, amazing.
Yep, very good. Groundbreaking.
Story's amazing.
Very good.
Has high replayability.
Definitely does.
And the learning curve is perfect.
Yeah.
So, guess what? I'm going to say 5 out of 5. What do you think?
I would agree. 5 out of 5 on this one.
LA Noire, 5 stars out of 5. Go get it. So I'm sure they will, but just to drive it so they make another one.
Yeah.
And Rockstar, if you're watching this, if you're looking for a new idea, or Team Bondi looking for a new idea, remember that movie Untouchables? Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. New York, baby. Al Capone.
New York.
Let's do it. All right. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, and yeah.
Go get it.